What is going on? I am Anon Moose, also known as Zedmot on the YouTube. So once you throw code Zedmot in that creator boost, come on back because we have got all of the t-shirts. Now, I realize that although you play Boom Beach, maybe you like the looks of some other shirts. That princess shirt, kind of cool. The one on the far left, this army from Clash of Clans, also pretty cool. Your pick. You get to pick which t-shirt you want. All you gotta do is win, and I'll tell you how to do that later on. Trying to add a little bit of extra bonus goodness for those of you out there who support the channel. You can just tell me you use code ZMOD. Just tell me you love me. Anyways, we are going to start out with an operation attack because this task force has not started and intel is a wasting. So we will jump right in doing dead end in a 50-person task force with a couple spots. This is join at own risk. They tend to miss operation attacks at times because they're just so busy attacking warships. So if you want to join, I think their details are in there. Yeah, you just message at join at own risk on Telegram. You might not have Telegram. You might need to install it. Yada, yada, yada. We do have the flying, oh so expensive rocket choppas. There are also troop deals, as you saw there. We've got warriors and tanks. One of the best troop combos going. Warrior tanks, so underrated. We will be doing some of those attacks later. I can't even say it with a straight face. Would like to solo something with rocket choppas. Not sure if that's possible. Let's have a look here. Lots of boom cannons around that core. Rocket choppa's gonna just get absolutely melted. Axiom, possible? You know what? Let's do Axiom. We should, in theory, be able to solo that. Gonna be a bunch of GBE to get back there past those rocket launchers. Maybe we can go wide and swing around. The right-hand side of the core, not the best option. That doesn't matter if we fail. So we'll add in some of these guys. Kind of tempted to use warriors with them just to get a little bit of extra GBE towards the shore. Not entirely sure if there is some free GBE there. Not really. We'll just use bombardiers. The bombardier tribe is so good. It's going to be definitely touch and go as far as time goes, and there is basically zero hope that our hero does anything useful whatsoever. We are out of gold. We are out of gold. Those bunkers, excuse me, not doing great things for our gold numbers. That is not great, but we do have that beautiful resource boat, and I've got a bunch of upgrades I need to do anyways, so we will waste some of that gold on the things. Now, quick note, obviously, just for one more obvious, you don't want to leave the game with this many resources. You cannot be raided while you are in game unless you've been in the game for more than, is it 4 hours? So don't need to worry about that too much. My troops are loaded. I will now get something upgraded. I must have a hero I can upgrade. Let's get Sparky up. Some of you are probably dying inside because I didn't do Kavan, but I'm more of a Sparky kind of guy. Speaking of heroes, we should let's use Sparky right here, right now. We are going to get rockin' and rollin', unboosted, of course, and in we go. Is this the right answer? Probably not. Everspark's going to give us some critters. We are going to get a little... Getting sick again, maybe? Or maybe just finally getting over it. For those of you following along at home, I think I coughed for like 3 weeks or something absolutely ridiculous. We're going to clear into here until we hit the 245 mark. Typically you go at the 215 or 145 mark. I just don't have the patience for that today. We're going to go wide right, up to the top, and then around and clear those cannons. Quickly noting that rocket choppas do target damaged defenses, just like Zukas, just like Everspark. So we're going to throw a tiny bit of damage back there just to make gosh darn sure that our rocket choppas, once they get past that back cannon, they don't start shooting critter launchers because we really don't care about them at all. Now, speaking of critter launchers, Everspark's critters going to war against that critter launcher's critters really doesn't matter. We've already lost one Bombardier. We've already gained more than the 6 GBE it costs to drop them, though, so it really doesn't matter. I think I said we were going to go at 245, so that's what we are going to do. We're going to get into this corner, throwing one smoke there, just hoping that we can get all of our rocket choppas underneath there without getting any shot down gappy smokes, because those are gosh darn fast troops, and then hoping to fly over those gears. By the way, I was so gutted when the gears did not move on that new island. That would have been such a nice touch. Maybe they add that later, don't know. But for right now, we are just gonna shock super early on those cannons, and I love anytime you can fly over those gaps. So satisfying. Those machine guns might be an issue. I think we've got the solo pulled off though. I think. Those boom cannons are out of range. Cannons are getting shot down bit by stinking little bit. 1 or 2 rocket choppas might head over that way. Let's throw some critters over to that side just in case. And just like that, I think we have pulled off the nearly impossible solo on Axiom with rocket choppas. Gonna probably need to reflare to get a little bit of extra damage on that core here in a second. Now that that machine gun is down, let's throw a flare back, throw a flare onto that final core, and now it's just a race against time. We have lost 0 rocket choppas, all thanks to them flying over those dangerous gears and then flying over that exhaust chute where Gearhart drops things or something. Pretty darn stoked on that. We will throw a smoke to destroy the engine room, the headquarters, the power core, the outpost. There are so many words for the same thing in Boom Beach at the moment. Might as well throw a shock or 2 out there. Using rocket choppas for a solo, you gotta use them when they're here. There's a lot of fun to be had. Obviously on bases like Minotaur or Centaur, you can fly over that gap from the far left, but mixing them in on Axiom, working fairly darn well. Pretty excited about that. And just to celebrate, we will jump into Titan and we will sabotage a bunch of intel away. One of the problems with active 50-person task forces is that even with that added extra intel size, sabotage still needs to happen just so that people's intel is not wasted. I know that a lot of task forces out there have a no sabotage rule, but every single intel that was gained when intel was maxed does not count against your weekly stats, and people love those weekly stats. So we'll go down to 1650. That should be a decent sized buffer, getting people's stats working forwards, and you just pick a base. I mean, Tapir should be an easy solo. Waterloo should be 1 or 2. Commodore should be 1 or 2. We got a 50-person task force, let's be honest. Anyways, moving forwards, always trying to move forwards. We will jump into Warships. And one way to avoid that 3 shock launcher exploit, that 3 shock launcher bug, those 3 shock launcher pain in the butts that I made a video about yesterday, up in that neighborhood, is to stay at the 2 engine room level. Managed to make it to rank 15 with this base. Just absolutely silly. Without Everspark, I am going to keep at this until the last couple days of the season because I can easily collect in iron with no instant training. It has been absolutely incredible. I don't know exactly the answer for this side. Just my goal here is to force everyone to go back to this engine room, and in the event that they fail with their explosive critters, I win. Another quick note I'll show you here is that what I've been doing is for this back engine room, I've saved a little bit of time by throwing the explosive drones first and then throwing the smoke. That way you only need to use the one smoke, and then even though those were shocked, probably could have gotten away without that extra smoke. Not the best replay to show you. I think I pulled it off on one of these. By the way, shout out to Take It. Not sure who that player is, but no shock mines. Absolutely ridiculous to go that high without shock mines. I think on this one I pulled it off. Come on, let's go. Do it, Zed. Do it, Zed. You'll notice there we go. So there was a shock mine back there, only used the one smoke, and blew up the engine room as a result. So you need to be a little bit quick on your timing, and I've seen players who are even gutsier than I am just absolutely not dropping troops, just throwing out those explosive drones. And if you're wondering why I have some Cryoneers loaded, it's because I was out of warriors. What I do is I go with all warriors and then I mix in other troops as I need them. We are on a 4-game win streak. We will see if we can get a match. There are none available, so if you have any questions about how to play this one, do let me know, but I think we've already covered all of those details in depth. So we will jump over to this one, and this one is saving for the 5 engine room level. Was up near the top of that Canadian leaderboard. Shout out to Silverchair Rocks, Oilers fan, but don't hold that against him. I have fallen down to 14 from like 5 or 6. Don't do what I did. I went back and got heavies and GBE and flares, and I'm not using flares nearly as much as I don't even need them, I don't think. So I could have gone forwards with mechs and machine guns, but that tiny shock is calling my name at some point. We will carry on, and as you saw in my video yesterday, if you are a loyal subscriber, or if you had the time, not saying you can be loyal and miss videos, Seeker players just running absolutely rampant on bases. So the fact is, this person does not have the troop health, does not have the GBE, and they have 5 engine rooms, meaning they probably have Seekers, and they're probably going to finish my base very quickly. Very evident comparing the left-hand side to the right-hand side. I have wasted some stuff at the 3 engine room level. Oops, need to change this. I have got bricks, battle orders loaded. That was against another obvious Seeker player trying to keep my troops alive. We are going to go something like this and like this, and the reason, which should be very obvious, for holding our what are those things called, holding our heavies back on that left hand side, is that we know for a fact that those flamethrowers and the cannons would have eaten up our heavies. Don't need that to start with, because our Zookas can do it all on their own. And now just trying our darndest to absolutely and utterly walk through that stuff. Let's keep our finger on the trigger of that right hand side to get that iron will out, but didn't end up needing it, which is even better. Now, I would love to be able to throw a smoke on those left-hand side Zookas, but they are essentially dead to me at this point. Like, there is nothing I can do to save them. Just getting obliterated by this base, but it seems like maybe our opponent doesn't have Seekers and might be struggling, so maybe, just maybe, we can pull out the win. But as I say that, every single time I open my big yap, we start to see engine rooms go down. So my attacks getting warmed up have been absolutely god awful, just like that one. Like, we probably should have come along this left wall and attacked from out there, but instead you get to listen to the beautiful horn that is the sad trombone. So I guess the moral of the story on that one is I'm just psyching myself out, making mistakes, thinking my opponent's gonna be crazy fast, and then making mistakes as a result. So when I scout, I sometimes pay a little bit too much attention. Oh, Wells. We are into 14 minutes. Let's jump out of there. I promised you guys a contest, so that is what I'm going to announce right now. We are going to load up on those beautiful, beautiful warriors and tanks, and then we will beat a couple bases with them just because they are on sale. And I cannot pass up a good sale. We have got those beautiful, beautiful green tanks. I'm curious how many of you would buy the green tanks or buy any of the skins you've missed from the actual shop for like $1.99 or something. And that price, I don't know. I think it's got to be high because that boom pass is $9, and if you spend the money on the boom pass and then you can buy them later on for like $1.99, you're gonna be kind of pissed. Don't know how that would work. Anyways, contest. You'd never guess that I'm making this up as I go along. I'm just gonna make it super simple. Because of that 3 shock launcher bug, all I need you to do is comment on your favorite threesome. Doesn't matter what it is, you just throw whatever it might be. It might be hamburger, fries, and a milkshake. It might be 3 shock launchers. Use your imagination. Throw your favorite threesome down there in the comments, and that is all it takes. There's lots of options out there. I'm sure you guys are creative enough to figure that out. It might even be 3 shock launchers is your favorite item of 3, but all you have to do is throw that in the comments. If you've outlined your favorite 3 items, you will be entered in the draw, and unfortunately you don't get 3 t-shirts. You only get your choice of 1. I personally really like that Clash of Clans My Army, or This Army I should say, t-shirt on that far left hand side, but it is 1000% up to you. Now, in an ironic twist, I was thinking about what the heck to call warriors and tanks, and this has already been an exploit in the past. This has been a bug in the past. When Dr. Kevy Kavan was first introduced, they made a typo and put so that tanks had all of the same health as warriors. Warriors had all of the same health as tanks. It was absolutely bonkers and ridiculous, and I was all about it. Now, we are going to try our darndest to get all of our troops towards that back section. We are going to get our tanks moving forwards, just because they are slightly slower than warriors, just slightly slower, and then just trying our darndest to get them moving towards that back. This is ridiculous and silly, but somehow, sometimes you gotta get the Wanks going, getting those warrior tanks rushing towards that back. We are gonna throw a shock on that machine gun. I think we've managed to get most of our warriors and most of our tanks towards the back. Not feeling super confident that we're going to be able to keep many of our warriors alive. As you can see there, we are losing a couple to that sniper tower and those machine guns, saying it plural but then singular, all at the same time. What can we use our GBE to get rid of? Let's get rid of your rocket launcher, and don't ever have rocket launchers and sniper towers touching. That's not a sniper tower. Rocket launchers and shock launchers touching is a very, very bad idea. We are using warriors to help get some GBE very quickly. They are rushing through things, healing themselves, and we have a outside shot at taking down this base, all thanks to the beautiful, beautiful Wanks. These dudes just absolutely rushing in. I have made far too many innuendo jokes this video. They were not intentional, but we are going to carry on just like Pixar does, mixing them in and pretending that they weren't there. So warriors and tanks coming through in a big, big fashion, absolutely crushing that base. Troop combo that you should definitely be sleeping on. Don't use this unless you really, really want to. I guess there's 3 items right there. Warriors, tanks, and Everspark coming through. If that makes your list, that's a valid submission. Warriors, tanks, and Everspark could be your favorite thing of the day. It might also be smoke, explosive drones, and 2 engine rooms. 2 engine rooms being a single thing just for extra awkwardness. We are going to claim that supply chest. You see that I have been very, very lax in collecting those. I kind of want to do all stages of Imitation Game. This video is getting a little bit long in the tooth. Do we do it? No, I think we end it right there. So lots of content in the last little bit. Save for 5 engine rooms. Unless you're at the 2 engine room level, then just save for 5 from there. Otherwise, I shall talk to you soon. Still somehow on that global top 500, even though I am in saving mode. Let's just double check where the heck we are. I wish you could jump down to your name. Where the heck are we? Probably, I would guess, I'm gonna guess like number 468. Where is Zed Mott? Come on. Nope, did not guess low enough. Hey, I had it backwards though. Maybe I'm dyslexic a little bit. Nonetheless, big shout out to Falcor right there. That dude, his son just got accepted to uni or college or some post high school education. So big shout out to Falcor. Those days are in my near future. My son's got a beep test today. He is hoping to beat his school record. Craziness. You know when your kid gets tougher than you is a problem, and he's only 15. So anyways, that is the end of this video. As always, thank you for coming in. Throw in code ZMOT in every single Supercell game. I shall talk to you soon. Thanks for coming in. Peace.